Hey, what's going on in AP World? We have the Mexican-American War review video for you today. It's a very important war in U.S. history. Few things you need to know about it. I will cover them all, everything you need to know for your APUSH exam. All right, to understand the Mexican-American War, we have to go back a little bit to this idea of manifest destiny. This is a very important idea that you will need to be familiar with if you're not already. It is the belief that the U.S. had a mandate or a direction from God to expand from coast to coast. Here is a very famous painting of Manifest Destiny. You see lots of people in their Conestoga wagons moving out west, and there's an angel above them kind of guiding the way. So many Americans believed during the mid 1800s that America had the God given right to expand from coast to coast, and this is going to lead to issues as we will see. And the South generally favored westward expansion, and they did so because there would be more land for them and they could spread slavery further out west. And okay, some events that are leading up to the Mexican American War. We're going to start with the election of 1844. One of my favorite presidential elections. We have Henry Clay over here, the Whig candidate. This is the third time he runs for the president and loses all three of them, very sadly. And he's going up against a dark horse candidate, or a candidate that nobody really saw coming, and that was James K. Polk, who was a Democrat. His nickname was Young Hickory because he was Andrew Jackson's protege. Polk embraced the idea of manifest destiny. He was all about it, did not hide from it, and he was in favor of the annexation of Texas. Henry Clay was flip-flopping on the issue of Texas, whether or not Texas should join the Union. And for that reason, he pretty much lost the election of 1844. Sadly, James K. Polk wins. We have something called the Slidell mission. What James K. Polk does is he sends a guy by the name of Slidell, believe it or not, to purchase California, to go to Mexico to purchase California and help settle the boundary dispute along the Texas border, which we'll talk about in just a moment. Mexico refuses to even hear this guy talk. He sends him back, and Polk failed in his hope of purchasing California. On April 25th, 1846, Mexico attacks U.S. troops on U.S. quotes soil. And if you look at this map here, here's Texas. Now, when Texas declared independence, the yellow is pretty much what Mexico recognized as the Texas border. The green area is all this disputed territory claimed by both Mexico and Texas. The U.S., when they annexed Texas, for the most part, assumed that all the green was part of them as well. So where this happens, this Mexico attacking the U.S. troops on the U.S. soil, happens right between the Nueces River and the Rio Grande River. What Mexico said was the Nueces River would be the southern boundary for Texas, and Texas said no, the Rio Grande would. So all this green area is the disputed territory. So where Mexico attacked was in between these two rivers on disputed territory. This leads to some people in Congress to want to know the exact spot of where this attack was, and most notably was Abe Lincoln. He kind of made his name. He was a freshman member of the House of Representatives, and he wanted to know the exact location of where the war started. A very important battle that you will need to know is the Battle of Buena Vista. This is where General Zachary Taylor becomes a hero, and then this helps catapult him into the presidency in 1848. And sadly, this is also where Henry Clay's son dies, Henry Clay Jr., in this battle. The Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo ends the Mexican-American War, and the U.S. gains a lot. They gain California, areas of modern-day New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, and Nevada, and which is half of the Mexican territory. And if you look here, again, this gray area is what Texas had already claimed, but all this dark gray area here is from the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo. And then we're going to have a little issue over here in the Compromise of 1850. Texas is claiming this area here. So if you want to know more about this, watch my video on key compromises in U.S. history you need to know. And the U.S. pays Mexico $15 million. Now, if you want to know about this little bit of land called the Gadsden Purchase, check out Jimmy Fallon's skit. Just Google Jimmy Fallon Gadsden Purchase. They also do a little bit on the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo. It is about 5 minutes of some of the funniest stuff you'll ever see on TV. And watch this guy's face the whole time. He makes weird faces. Okay, some effects of the war. America, the size of America is increased by 1/3. So again, all this land that they gained, and pretty much now the U.S. has expanded from coast to coast. They fulfilled their destiny of manifest destiny. Future generals emerged from this war, including this guy Ulysses S. Grant and Robert E. Lee, who will face off against each other during the Civil War. The debate over slavery continues. It intensifies. And one of the most important things you'll need to know is the Wilmot Proviso. This Democrat from Pennsylvania, David Wilmot, introduces this bill or amendment to a bill that says any land gained from Mexico should be free of slavery. And this is going to just set off a firestorm in Congress. and the South is going to hate this. Never ever passes Congress, but it does. Its ideas are taken by a political party called the Free Soilers. And then we have the Compromise of 1850, which I touched on a little bit earlier. This is going to settle the admission of all that land. Basically, they're going to introduce popular sovereignty, or the idea that the people in the territories can vote whether it will be slave or free. Again, if you want more info on the Compromise of 1850, check out my video, Key Compromises in U.S. History. Okay, that's it for the Mexican-American War. If you're ever in Illinois and you want to see Santa Anna's leg, he was the Mexican general and leader during the Mexican-American War. His leg was actually stolen by an Illinois regiment in a battle. So here is his wooden leg. True story, when he lost his real leg, it was in 1837, I believe. He actually had a funeral for his leg. So this guy was a bit of an egomaniac. But if you're ever in Illinois and you want to see his leg, there you go. And to see this video and many more, please visit APUSHreview.com. If you have not already subscribed, please do so. Tell all your friends. Put it on Twitter. Please share this with people in your classroom. I will greatly appreciate it. I appreciate you watching. And if you have any questions, let me know. Have a good day, guys.